Welcome to the Joy Club. I'm Emily McCarthy, and this is a space created from the very heart of what inspires me most, joy in all its forms. If there's one thing you can count on here, it's that joy will lead the way. Cheers to you. We're so glad you're here. Welcome to the Joy Club podcast. I'm Emily McCarthy, and today feels extra special because I'm in the host chair chatting with a very special person in my life and one who brings me great joy.
Aww.
Many of you know Julia Barrett as our Director of Business and Brand Development. What you may not know is that Julia has been one of my closest friends for nearly 17 years. We've walked through so many seasons of life together: marriage, motherhood, career changes, celebrations, heartaches, big dreams, and now the incredible journey of building this brand side by side. She's been behind so much of what happens here at Emily McCarthy, and while she was last seen asking the questions on our kickoff episode, today I get the honor of turning the tables. Julia, welcome to the Joy Club.
Thank you.
Cheers to you. What are we
Cheers.
drinking today?
Okay, well, we're drinking what we like to call around here our midday fridge sig.
Fridge sig. What do you
A
have?
little Coke Zero for me.
Cheers.
Cheers. How
That's
about
hard
you?
to
Diet
reach.
Dr. Pepper?
Yep, Diet Dr. Pepper.
This
And
is our fave.
only the minis.
Oh, it just hits
Because
so good.
I don't end up drinking the mini. I really find that what is the most satisfying are those first few sips, and then I really don't want it anymore.
That's why I just like literally just the minis, because
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just enough. Like,
It's
I don't need
just
any more
enough.
than that, but like you said, I don't
I
need
don't
all of it.
drink a lot of soda actually
I
at
don't either.
all, but I love this when it's super cold. So
me
after
too.
it's been open for a while, like,
Yeah.
I can't.
Sometimes I'll pour it on some ice in one of our wine glasses at my desk.
Well, that's a good, I mean,
Oh, yeah,
that's
I'm
a
like,
way to
okay, just-
elevate the everyday.
And I'm always like, it's my Coke Zero, guys. I promise. Don't
Right.
worry.
There's no judgment around here. Well, we are going to get started with something from our button bag today. Okay, if you could have one skill now that you do not have now, what would that be?
A skill that I do not have.
Living in my head?
Yeah, actually, that's a perfect thing. If I could just climb into your brain just when I need to, though.
Right.
Not all the time.
That might make you a little
like, that
crazy.
might be too much for me. But like, just when I need to, and be like, what does she think about this? What would she do in this situation? That would be
Yeah.
a wonderful skill set to have.
Okay, I would love that too.
It would be amazing.
Really
save
make
us
my
a
life
lot of
little
like back
easier.
and forth.
Yeah. Well, before there was a brand and before there were collections, before there was even a storefront, there was a friendship. We've known each other for almost 2 decades. When you think back to those early years, what stands out to you the most?
Oh my gosh, this is kind of a hard one.
You can start by like how we met, really.
I'm trying to think, because I remember we met through a mutual friend. Sarah was who introduced us, and that's when I was like doing all my wedding stuff. But I feel like when we really got closer was when the boys were born. Our oldest is when that time kind of stands out the most to me, because I feel like that's when we really formed like a true friendship, because we were going through so much together. And they're only
14 now.
They're 14 and they're like 3 weeks apart, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe
3
like a
weeks.
month or
Yeah.
something like that. But we were very much like in it together. And so I feel like that's really what probably stands out the most to me. During
Yeah,
that
we were
time.
navigating motherhood and figuring while working too. So I feel like that's like a piece of it.
Yeah, there's so much that goes on during that time that it's nice to have someone. And you were like a few weeks ahead of me. So it's like nice to have someone that was like a few weeks ahead.
Wait, is this going on? Is this happening?
Exactly.
What are you doing about this? Yeah, it's helpful to have that village of that season of life to just text a friend and be like, oh my gosh, is this normal? Is this?
And we both had like winter babies, which is sort of like
Yeah.
a depressing time to have a baby. It was like dark at like 4 p.m.
Yeah.
I just remember being like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait for the spring to come and like the sun to come back out. And it was
Get
good
out
to
and
have
take
someone.
walks
Yeah.
and-
Because it was like you couldn't really go
Yeah.
outside. It was cold,
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah.
So it's good to have a friend going through it too.
Good. It was good. What is something about our friendship that has stayed true to every season?
Oh my gosh, these are really hard.
I think we're always
think it's
lighthearted.
I think it's lighthearted. And I feel like before, obviously we see each other every day now, but before that, when we were not working together, we would just pick right back up where we left off. We might go like a few months without seeing each other or talking, but then we'd run into each other at the beach and we just pick right back up where we left off.
We spent a lot of days at the beach.
We definitely did. Especially like during COVID. I feel like that was sort of our
we're all escaping to the beach.
Yeah, our saving grace was there. We would all meet at the beach and like we would start like really far apart at first, and then by the end of the day we'd all be like inching a little bit closer and closer and closer. But thank goodness we had that during that time, because I don't know what we have done. I was
so thankful to be able to go outside.
I was so thankful for that.
Yeah, it was a journey. How do you think the milestones that we've celebrated together, how do you think that shaped the way we work together today? I guess speaking like motherhood.
I think that because we've gone through a lot of them together at the same time, that sort of helped. It was kind of like we've walked this journey of life that together. Like we've been through, we've had our second kids around the same time as well. And you guys are about to celebrate 20 years. We're celebrating 17. So we're very close in that we got married around the same time, had kids the same time. And then going into business, it was sort of easy because it was relatable. We're going through the same stuff. Yeah. So it makes it a little bit easier. We can kind of understand.
We're figuring it out together.
Right. We're figuring it out together. We're like both starting high school next year for our oldest. And so that'll be like different to navigate. But again, we have each other going through that.
Yeah.
So I think that's what sort of has made it easy for us to sort of understand, like, I know what you're going through and you know what I'm going through, and we don't even have to really
like
talk
a lot of
about it all the time.
There.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. And you don't have to explain things.
Right. I'm just like, I gotta go. I gotta run.
We get it. Was there ever a moment you thought Emily is absolutely crazy if she thinks this idea is going to work?
Never.
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, we touched on this briefly when I interviewed you. Is probably the building itself was one that I was like, oh my goodness, how is this ever going to turn out to what it is? But even like in this room we are right now in Emily's office, when we first walked in here, there was like a calendar sitting on the table that was like flipped to like 2009 or something. Like, so no one had been in here in that long. There was like trash all over the floor.
Yeah.
It was like just so gross.
It was really an eyesore.
Emily was like, can you picture it? This could be my office. And I was like, okay, I think she's lost it. And that was, when it started coming together, I was like, okay, she was right.
But she did not show her doubt. This is what I love about Julia. She's like,
I'm here.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's going to be great. And she gives me the confidence that I like need in the moment.
Then I go home and tell my husband, I'm like,
freaking out a little, but she's like, well, she always figures it out. Like,
what you do. So I'm like, I feel like I've had to learn to just jump on board for the ride, because I'm like, it's gonna work out. So I just got to jump on.
It does always work out,
even though I don't really like roller coasters, but that's okay. I'm on there.
This very much is one at times. There's some lazy rivers. There's some velociraptor moments, but we roll. But what I love, you do ask me hard questions when I need it, and like we said before, like yin and yang. So, but you do show that support and kind of back me when I really need it. So,
well, I think this is a testament to like trusting your gut, and like I've had to like learn that, you know, I need to push or learn when to push and when to pull back is kind of what I've learned in our relationship of working. That there's some times where I'm just like, no, she feels this in her gut. She's passionate about it. I just got to get on.
Because the gut has driven a lot of where we are today, which may or may not be a great thing, but it's worked out okay so far. Okay. So you've had a front row seat to this journey from the beginning. And of course, in the beginning, you were a customer. Yes. And then grew to be a part of the brand. When you first saw the vision for Emily McCarthy, what did you see that others may have missed?
I think something that is very interesting is everything that happens behind the scenes. And it was definitely something, if we're talking more like 2019, 2020, when the clothing started, the amount that goes on behind the scenes is just like wild. And I don't think customers realize that. I certainly didn't when I was a customer. And maybe just the journey of the clothing, like it's almost like a year-long journey for every individual garment and, taking it to market for our wholesale accounts and then doing the fittings and doing the photo shoots and just truly how much work there is that I didn't realize. And I think that, that has been the last few years. And before that, when I was a customer, when it was just more home and gift, there was obviously still that happened more behind the scenes. I think probably what people don't realize is that how hands-on you are in all of that. And I think that that's because it's how it's always been. I mean, you were the one doing all the personalization stuff whenever you were doing that. And so I think you just remained very hands-on in that.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize that part of it either.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. And then I think like how we've kind of had to educate our consumer on a new realm of products. We were doing things on demand before, made to order, but this is very much conceptualized a year out before it even sees the sales floor for the first time. So we really had to change a lot of our processes and the amount of goods that we're, bringing into our fulfillment center and sending out. It's just a completely different business than it was. And
it is.
I think from our local Savannah community, there was a lot of that going on that people didn't realize. I think where we started in our small store is where people still saw us, but that wasn't at all where our business
and kind of seeing
was.
Especially I feel like when we moved into here, I even had friends and family that would be like, why do you need all that space? And I'm like, well, we're running a huge operation. The back half of it is a warehouse and fulfillment center. And what we're doing out of there is sort of a lot. So I don't think people realized that. And I think, it's really, really amazing to have something like this here in Savannah, just because it's truly something you see in bigger cities. And, even with having SCAD here, you still just don't see a lot of fashion designers. I mean, it's it would probably be a lot easier if we did this in New York or somewhere else. But we've chosen Savannah as our place because we feel passionate about Savannah. But it's very interesting that we have this here. And I think, what a cool thing to be able to do all of it under one roof.
Yeah. I mean, we're so thankful. What was your first impression of the brand before it became what it is today?
Okay. Well, my first impression was, because I'm kind of very much a neutral girly at heart. And I was like, oh, this is a lot of color. This is bright and so much color. And I don't know if I can get on board with all this color, but I have. I still love my neutrals.
So
I'm
do I.
very much a neutral girl at heart, but I have embraced the color and the fun, I think.
Yeah. Was there a particular moment that felt like a turning point for the brand?
Yeah, I feel like it was probably right after I started, which would have been fall. What was that? Fall of 22, maybe 23. I was trying to think of that first big fall that we experienced, and I kind of feel like that was the turning point. I felt like you could kind of just feel this shift in the business, and it was kind of around the time that I had just sort of gotten my footing under me and starting in the business, and I could tell that it was about to amp up to the next level.
We're going to get into this, where you started with the business, kind of you're a perfect explanation of the journey of starting from the ground up and working your way up in the brand, and kind of where you came on board and where you are now is a really good representation of what's happened to the business.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And I think, anytime you can start from the ground up, it makes you I've done every job here, and it makes you just have so much appreciation. And there's still, I still do all of these roles constantly. I still will go and help in the warehouse, and, we definitely run an operation where it's all hands on deck here. And everyone is always willing to jump in and help, which is amazing. It says a lot about our team. But it makes you appreciate every part of it when you've done every part of it.
Right. And I think it's important for everyone to kind of do a day in the life of, if you will. Well, we work side by side, which is a gift and occasionally an adventure. What has surprised you the most about building a business together?
I think it's probably the people. That is obviously something I'm always very passionate about. And I think realizing like how we've like created this team and like put these pieces together, and we didn't like sit down and say we need to hire this number of people and this is the positions we need to fill. We've just sort of filled it as needed throughout the years, and that has been like probably the most surprising thing, but also like the most rewarding thing. And it's been so fun to see the growth happen with everyone, with those with teams, with different people. And I think that was something that I didn't like anticipate loving as much as I have.
Yeah. Would you say that's the most rewarding part of your role?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's definitely something I love to do, and I love to be there for our team. And I think watching them grow in all of their different roles has been so rewarding. It feels like being like a proud mom.
I know. Well, what is one lesson you've learned through this experience you think you'll carry forever?
Forever. I definitely think I've learned to be patient. That has been something that doesn't really come super naturally to me. And I even have days where I have to be like, okay, patience. I was just telling you the other day about a situation that I was telling myself to be patient, just to be patient. And I think that's probably something I've learned. And it's also carried over into my personal life too, because I just, on my background, my career before this, there wasn't time for patience. It was a very fast-paced career. And I think realizing like nothing is urgent here. We are not performing brain surgery.
We're not saving lives here.
So like if you can take a step back and you can like have patience.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be some mad rush to get through it. And so it's definitely carried over into the rest of my life to just kind of slow down a little bit and find the patience.
Also just the season of life that we're in.
Yes.
I mean, now we're starting to raise teenagers.
Yep.
And everything that comes with it. But one of the things I admire most about you is the way you show up for people. And you're a mother, a wife, a friend, a leader, a sister is a huge title for you. And someone who generally cares deeply about others. How has motherhood shaped the way that you lead?
Well, it's funny. I kind of like touched on this, that I feel like everyone that I lead here, I kind of find myself feeling like a proud mom sometimes, that like it's very similar. I mean, it's very similar in leading people and being a mom at home, and you're just, you want to do for them so much, but you're not helping them at all by doing that. So showing them and like teaching them and giving them a good example of it, and then sort of letting them do it on their own a little bit, which is a very hard part of parenting, because it would be 10 times easier for me to just do it all
ourselves. Yeah.
But that doesn't help them in the long run.
Right.
So I think that's sort of helped shape me here as a leader and also at home, of being like, there's a lot that I've realized here that I've been like, okay, I have to teach my kids this, because we have some like younger staff members, and they'll like not know something that I'm like, oh my God, I don't know that I've ever taught my kids that. I need to be teaching them this so they understand.
Yeah, there's definitely like generational gaps in like the way that we grew up is simple things of like, it's funny to think about now, like having like an actual like telephone.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
it's just like funny little things that come up, but we really feel our age with.
Yeah. And the other day we were talking about phones, and I was like, this is what I used. This is what we used. Like, this is how I called my friends. And they were like, you didn't have a cell phone? I was like, no, not until like college. I think I had one in high school, but like you didn't use it. I mean, not like now.
No,
now my kids
came
both
in a
have
bag.
phones. And,
You had to like plug it in.
It wasn't like
to the
easy
car.
to use. And you could only make phone calls.
Right,
You could do nothing
right.
else with it.
Yeah, no, it's wild. Well, what keeps you grounded when life feels overwhelming? We are in that season of, multitasking, and we joke we have like a life here during the day. We live a whole another life after work.
I always
into
say I'm
the
going
late
to be
evenings.
my Uber driver in the afternoon.
Yes. So like when it feels overwhelming, and now we're kind of in summer and schedules are crazy, like what keeps you grounded?
I think definitely like my family, like my little immediate family, my kids and my husband. And I think knowing that that's what I'm going home to every day, even if it's insane and I'm just spending most of the time in the car and I'm running around, but that definitely keeps me the most grounded. It's like knowing that when I do leave here and I am exhausted or whatever, maybe I'm not even that exhausted, but knowing that I have to show up for them too.
Right.
And it's interesting, it's something we've learned through leadership, is like finding a place on your way home that you're like going to leave everything. Like when I drive through that little roundabout that you and I both go through every day, I'm like, okay, I'm going to leave everything here.
Yeah.
I'll pick it up in the morning on the way back to work. But like right now, and that doesn't always happen. There's some days where that's just not reality.
Well, sometimes we'll go a whole day and not really like get to talk at all. So like we'll end up talking when we both get home because it's like quiet.
We'll both, a lot of times you and I are in the car at the same time. It'd be like 6
I'm like,
p.m.
You're driving, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm going to catch you in the car.
And so, I mean, it doesn't always happen for me to leave it, but I try to be as present as I can with them when I'm with them. But of course, that doesn't always happen perfectly, and that's okay. That's just life.
It's life. Well, what relationships have had the greatest influence on who you've become? I think I know the answer to this, but
definitely my sisters. Is that what you thought I was going to say? Yep. So I am one of 4 girls. I have 3 sisters. We range, there's a 10-year gap between the oldest and the youngest, which growing up felt like a big age gap, but the older we've gotten, the smaller that gap has become. We're all moms and we all live here in Savannah. And they are definitely like my people. Like they have helped shape so much of who I am. And I couldn't do life without them for sure.
And I love all of them.
You guys are so great and crazy, but
I tell your parents
fun.
all the time the fact that they raised 4 girls that all turned out to be so amazing and that they did something right.
They did. They did. Sure. And we all actually like each other and enjoy being around each other, which is kind of really hard to find with that much personality in one room.
And I've known your sisters as long as I have you. And it's funny, we have your sister Grace who also works here. And Posey is a huge ambassador of our brand. And
now I have 2 nieces that work in the business as well. It's just like a family affair.
You really have more family here than I do.
You're bound to run into someone from my family at any given time here.
Well, when do you feel the most like yourself? Like, I know you're giving so much to the team and your family and your sisters and your friends, but when do you feel like yourself the most?
I think it's probably really on the weekends. I truly relax on the weekend. I mean, I say relax. We don't always relax. I have 2 kids in travel sports, so that's not really relaxing, but I definitely try to turn off work mode on the weekends. And there's some times where there's things going on that I have to be involved in, but that I think knowing really intentionally trying to just be present in whatever we have going on because like I mentioned, sometimes during the week it's harder. It's easier said than done. But I think on the weekends I truly just try to turn it off the best I can and just truly be in whatever it is. Sometimes it's sitting in a baseball field for 12 hours. Which is not really what I'd be choosing to do, but I'm there.
I think you love it, though.
I do secretly love it.
And I think that's such a testament of what we try to instill in our team. And I think we're both really good at doing that of yes, I hate a red dot notification on my phone and I want it to immediately be cleared, but that doesn't mean I'm going to deal with emails or texts at the time. But we were, recently had a panel discussion with some other founders and we talked about burnout. And I think that's what is important is that when you walk in here, you're 100% dedicated to your job and being present for your team. But the minute you walk out, I don't have expectations that anyone is thinking about work and sending emails and doing all that and carrying that load home. I very much want everyone to have be able to turn that off just like I do. When I step out of here, unless something's really urgent, I need the mental break from
totally. You
the
have
workload.
to. And I mean, on the flip side, you also need that. I mean, sometimes you need that break from your family too. Sometimes, being a mom is equally as exhausting as being at work. And sometimes I need that break too. And so I couldn't imagine, I love to work I always have. And so for me, I'm work can sometimes be my outlet from the mental load of a family too, I'm a better mom when I have a good balance of things. Personally. I mean, everybody's different. I am
but
too.
I just find that, I get to use my brain over here and do this, and then I get to have downtime with the kids and have different challenges, and I think it just
and I think
helps me.
I think I need a healthy sense of challenge on all. I'm not content just not having challenge in my life. And challenge isn't necessarily a bad thing. You know, I mean, challenge is a good thing.
Challenge is a good thing.
Pressure's a good thing.
We always say that. Pressure's a good thing. Well, what is something people would be surprised to learn about you?
Oh gosh, this one's kind of a hard one too. Okay, I am very competitive. Like maybe that's not a surprise, but like we sometimes even have a hard time playing board games in our family. Like in my extended family, like my sisters and brother-in-laws, we had to stop playing board games. I accused my brother-in-law one time of playing the game within the game. And he was like, there's no game within this board game. And I was like, okay, we can't play board games anymore. This is not good. But my family, like we were very competitive and we almost like, we love to play pickleball, the four of us. And there's been times where we've had to like quit because half of us are crying. Like we're not gonna. I'm like, this is supposed to be fun. Why?
Yeah, it's a big group too. There's a lot.
Yeah,
of you.
it is. So
how many? There's four of you. Then how many grandkids
together? There's 19 of us.
19.
So there's four of us.
It's like a Sunday night dinner. There's like 19 of you.
We were together last night, and there was all 19 of us.
Yeah.
And now the kids have gotten like bigger. So it's like they're like adults too.
Yeah,
like they're not like all little anymore.
The kids aren't right. I've definitely been there once or twice, and
when
the kids were even younger, and there's just like kids everywhere.
Yeah,
and it's so chaotic, and everybody's lively and joyful, and there's wine.
You always have to learn how to like talk over someone.
Yeah,
like I mean, I remember when Andrew first started coming around. This was before we had all the grandkids, and he was like, why do y'all yell over each other? And I'm like, when you grow up in a big family like that, you have to learn how to talk over the next person, because otherwise
my
you're
best
gonna get
friend
ignored.
growing up, she had a big family, and literally everyone's yelling all the time.
He's like, why are you all yelling? Hush.
Well, we couldn't have the Joy Club without talking about joy. So what is something that brings you joy right now?
Joy right now. Well, okay, so Emily already knows this. I love to work out. Like I know that's kind of weird. It's not everyone's big passion, but mine is definitely, I go every morning at 6 a.m. and it's like non-negotiable for me. And so that is something I know just sets the tone for my day. And it makes my morning very chaotic that I try to squeeze that in and try to get to work on time and get the kids everywhere. But like that is truly sets the tone for my day. It brings me so much joy to go do that and to give myself like that 1 hour of time.
That's the difference between you and me.
You like to stay in bed for that 1 hour.
Yeah, I love to waller in the bed. Just love it.
There's nothing wrong with that though.
I did try the early morning workout for a full year. Something about the school schedule.
It's not easy.
It was really one of the hardest things I ever did.
I always tell people, I'm like,
it was a lot of personal character growth.
Yeah, it is.
It was hard. I don't know how you do it all the time. I love that you love that for you.
I do, and it's weird. And like once you get in the habit of it, now I'm like, if I try to skip it, I'm like, feel so guilty.
Yeah.
Like even when I do have to do it, I get like annoyed. But I'm like, I feel guilty about it. I'm like, why?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I love that for you though. Love that journey for you.
I'll start texting you and be like, Emily, do you want to come? We could do it this summer.
Yeah, well, we do. Where we live, it is quite a haul in town to go to any workout classes.
It is.
So, hopefully with
that does make it harder.
Place,
I'm very close.
We'll be a little closer to things. Well, what is something unexpectedly beautiful in your life today?
Unexpectedly beautiful. I think it would probably have to be, I know I already touched on my sisters, but having like an adult relationship with my sisters and my brother-in-laws. We have like the four of them, the boys all get along so well, and then the four of us, and it's really like such a great thing to have those.
It's fun
friendships
to watch.
Are hard.
It's such a great group.
Oh, my brother-in-laws are all amazing. They all get along so well. And it's, adult friendships are just hard. It's hard to make the time like for your friends. And I definitely still try to do it, but like sisters and brother-in-laws, that's an easy thing to make time for. It's kind of like forced family fun, but it just is easy. And I think that's kind of been one of the biggest blessings is like, I don't really feel like I have to, work on so many friendships when I like naturally just have
like a built-in
three
group.
built-in best friends and, 3 brother-in-laws that
that's
I adore.
So great. What does a life well lived mean to you?
A life well lived to me is a word that we probably don't do the best job of, but like finding a balance of like, I love my job and I haven't always felt that way about work, but I do now. And I love my job. I love being with my family. I love finding a balance of both of those two things, finding joy in things outside of work, finding, a church home has been like something that's been huge for us. I think that is a life well lived to me, of just finding a balance within all of that.
And something about balance too, I think there is this constant journey to find balance. But what I think I personally try to do, and I think you do too, is learning to be intentional of where your feet are at that moment. Because there's never a perfect balance.
No.
So it's like wherever you are, be there. That my dad says that a lot. And try to be present there. And then just as long as you're there and not trying to be too many places at once.
I agree. Because there's no way I can fully say I spend X amount of hours on my job, X amount of hours on my family.
Yeah, it's impossible.
There's no way to find that balance. But at least finding some semblance of that has been like great. And I think, we're so blessed to live. Like we have, 2 healthy kids and we live in a beautiful place. And what's not to be thankful for in that?
Well, speaking of, joy is woven into everything we do here, literally, woven into every garment. What does joy mean to you?
Joy to me, I think, especially when it relates to the business, is seeing a woman like confident in coming out of the dressing room and seeing all these women that I run into, at school or at church, and I can just tell they're like in a peace that they just feel so good in. And I think nothing brings me more joy than seeing that, and seeing just confidence is really what I feel. And I don't think it necessarily needs to be like a flamboyant confidence. It can just be a subtle, like we talked about, when you give someone a compliment, you can just tell that they like straighten up a little bit more, and what that does to them.
Just changes a day.
It does. And so I think to me that's what I love to see.
Yeah. And to know that out of all the things in their closet, that's the one they pulled out.
They picked that. I love that.
Yeah. Well, finally, if you could leave our listeners with one piece of wisdom, what would it be?
One piece of wisdom. Okay, I think you should just like stay true to yourself. Stay true to who you are. And I think that would be the best piece of advice that I think I could leave them.
Well, thank you for being here. This has been such a joy to have you in the guest seat.
Yeah, this has been fun.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's been fun.